Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Python Freaks. So today's video is not actually a planned or a pre-drafted one. It's just that I appeared for a couple of interviews in last week and I felt that there is some things which I need to share with you all with respect to interviews. So here I am with this particular video and I hope by this time you might have read the title. So we are going to discuss about 5 things to do after a job interview. Actually, there are a lot of articles and videos which will tell you what you need to do before interview. But there is hardly any video or article which will tell you what are the things that you need to do after a job interview. So we are going to discuss all those stuffs in this particular video. And yes, as a bonus tip, I will also talk a little bit about the post-interview anxiety. I hope like at least after every interview, I feel this thing. So we'll discuss a little bit about that also. So without any further delay, let's start the video. So the very first point is note everything down. It can be anywhere. It can be in your mobile. It can be in your laptop. But make a separate document, name it as interview or anything which you want. And after every interview, make a schedule. Like the first thing which you will do after an interview is dumping all the question in that particular document. So, what's the benefit of this? So, this is what I observed. In most of the interview, at least with respect to test automation and programming, at least 30 to 40% of the question is common. So, in my in many of the cases which I have seen, like after 5 to 6 interview, it even happens that 60 to 70% of the question will be from the dumps which you have prepared. So bottom line is like once you are done with this, you will have your own latest interview question and you don't need to search this particular thing on internet. You will have your own very authentic, not copied from anywhere, your own particular dumps for that particular interview. And it will be, since you have gathered it from yourself, it will be very specific and very authentic. So the next point here is assess yourself. Once you are done with writing all this question or dumping the question, what you need to do, the next thing is sit down and calm yourself by thinking about the question which you have answered well and also about the questions which you were not able to answer, or you could have answered in a very different way, or you could have given some more example. Also try to remember how the interview asked a connecting question with the previous question. So basically you need to do all this basic exercise. So what will happen? This will help you to prepare for the next interview. This will actually increase your thought process about a particular question. And this will be definitely very much useful when you are going for your next interview. Now the third point here is make column wise note on what went well and what didn't. So the third point is actually a subset of the previous one, but the only difference is you are formally writing things which were very good, or the areas of programming or automation which you are very strong in it, and in the next column you will be answering or noting down the points which is which is actually weak for you, or which is actually the weaker section, or you are not very good at it. So this will actually act as a guide or blueprint for you to prepare for your next interview. Now let's move to the fourth and the most important point, which is draft a plan on how to proceed with a 70-30 plan. So now you have the list of overall question, you have the entire dumps, and you also have a list of items which you are very good at it, and also the list which you are not very good at it, or which is you can say it's your weakness. So you need to make a plan how to even the odds, and at the same time you don't have to ignore the things which your strength are. So basically you have to work to enhance your things, your weakness, and make it to a level where your strength are. So one particular formula which you can apply is 70-30, which is focus 70% of your time on your weaknesses, like the areas where you are not very strong at, and devote 30% of your time on the things which you are already good at it. So it's like you don't need to totally ignore your strength. So this was the fourth point. Now let's move to the fifth point, which is also one of the necessary, like which I personally feel, take rest. So this is actually what I have observed from my personal experience, that even though you want to learn or you want to prepare like for the next round, but still you are not able to focus at least on that particular day, because a lot of things are running in your mind. So the best thing is to ignore all the things once you are done with the above 4 points, and then simply take a rest. It can be you can watch a movie or anything of that sort which relaxes you. Now let's come to the other aspect of interview, which I call it as a side effect of interview, and which I guess happens with everyone. If not, then please comment in the video below. In dictionary term, we call it as a post-interview anxiety. Now, irrespective of how good or bad your interview was, anxiousness is bound to come. So let's first try to understand what actually this is and why it happens. So, the like as per my opinion, the current scenario where we are living, we are not very much habituated of two things. First is thinking before speaking, and the second is where we are just answering someone's question. So, as per my opinion, these two things is a little bit unnatural, and this is why one of the possible reason because of which this post-interview anxiety is coming. Now, what are the things which you can do to avoid this? So, the first thing is thinking and planning. So, why do we do this? Well, agree or not, once the interview is over, we have a lot of things which went well and certain things which didn't went well. So, to escape this particular moment, the best thing to do is plan things on how we can convert the good things to let's say 70% of the things were good and 30% of the things were bad. So how can we convert that 70% to 80 or 90%? So this will help us to escape from that moment. Now the next best thing is to do here is don't think of preparing for next interview on that particular day, because a lot of things and thoughts will be running on that particular day in your mind. So it's a waste of time, even though you try, but you will not be able to succeed. At least this is what I feel. Now the next thing, third thing which you should do here is talk to people about your interview. If possible, talk to the person who has some knowledge about that particular interview. Tell him about what were the question asked and how you answered that particular question. So this will not only help you to relax, but also you might get a viewpoint or a thought process about a particular topic which you were not able to think at that particular moment. So this will help you to prepare or answer well in your next interview or your coming interview in future. Now, the last but definitely not the least. Actually, it's the same thing, but like the point which I discussed in the above. Take rest and spend some time on let's say you watching movies or whatever things which relaxes you. So what I would suggest is uh, always try to plan something rather than executing something on the like on the interview day, on the particular day on which your interview is over, because I feel that your mind is more productive on planning things on that day rather than learning something. So this was all about today's video. Hope you like the content. If yes, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you all in my next video. Until then, keep moving, keep coding.